Welcome to B.R.A.G Radio, leading the world to be rich and generous, hosted by Larry Goins, best-selling real estate author, and co-host Kandas. Whether it's learning how to be an active investor buying and selling houses or a passive investor earning double-digit returns, Larry and Kandas will show you how. In addition to helping you get started investing in real estate regardless of your current situation, they'll also show you ways to be generous with your time and resources. Let's get started with this week's B.R.A.G Radio, leading the world to be rich and generous. Here are your hosts, Kandas and Larry.
What's happening? How you doing, Kandas?
I'm good. How are you?
I am doing excellent. I'm doing excellent. Welcome to B.R.A.G Radio, everybody. Right?
Yeah.
You know what? We're getting so many more people that are listening to the show now that we've broken through our first year anniversary. And we're still around.
I know.
Can you believe that?
Congratulations
we
to
have
you,
we
sir.
have a fan or three out there,
We have a few.
right? Two of them are right here in the studio with us.
Thanks for listening,
Lynn
Sylvia.
and Chad. Woohoo! Go, Chad. The man, the legend, and the myth. I better stop spinning my pen. Chad says it sounds like I'm typing. Because I drop it so often.
We all know you don't take notes during this show.
That's true. That's true. But, if you're just tuning in for the first time, this show is all about investing in real estate to be rich and generous.
Most of the time.
Yeah, well, we want you to learn how to invest in real estate. And we can teach you because we're local. We're right here, right?
We'd love to teach you, but you need to get educated by somebody.
That's exactly right. And, Lynn, is this pen for me? Mm-hmm. Thank you. Thank you very much.
That's
You're
not
the
Lynn's
bomb.
pen.
It's not. Whose is it? Is it Lynn's?
That's my pen.
This is not your pen, is
Yes,
it?
it is. I just laid it right
All right, let's
there for
move
you.
right along.
Oh
We got
my
people
gosh.
listening, driving, stuff. Anyway, whoever, thank you for the pen. So yeah, we can teach you how to invest in real estate. We got a ton of successful students out there, and now the radio show's being heard all across the East Coast, up and down, and
Up and down.
everywhere.
Well, with iHeart, too. It's everywhere.
Yeah, iTunes, all that good stuff. You know, we had our 3-day event a couple of weeks ago. That was really a lot of fun, wasn't it?
I loved it. I always love our events. We'll have another one coming up in June as well, but it won't be here in Charlotte. We'll be in Cleveland.
We're going to be in Cleveland, home of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
You're so excited.
Chad, you want to go with us?
Excited, Chad.
Can I meet LeBron?
LeBron? No.
He is so excited to go back to Cleveland. We went a couple years ago with an event, hosting an event, and he went to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. He's already talking about he's wanting to go get into town early Thursday so we can go to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Is there a lot of Van Halen memorabilia there?
There are a lot of it. Absolutely. In fact, there's a set of Alex Van Halen's drums. The kind of drums that had the curve up, the real long tube, the double bass drums. They're there. And,
He gets so excited.
You know what's in the parking lot? You would never believe what's in the parking lot. Johnny Cash's tour bus.
Nice.
Yeah, it was awesome. A ton of Hendrix stuff, Jeff Beck, old guitars.
Anyway,
Yeah, I love
this
it.
is a real estate show, I promise.
I love it, though. I can't wait to go back. We were
So-
talking about it.
If anybody wants to join us with the 3-day event in Cleveland, if you guys are on iHeart listening to us or finding out about us, you can go to Larry Goins Live and what?
We're not on iHeart.
On iTunes.
We're on iTunes. We're on iTunes.
Don't we push out from our
Yeah,
office
we
to
do.
iHeart?
You can go to bragradio.com.
I think you can find us anywhere.
You can listen to all the different, it doesn't matter. Candace is whispering now. So anyway, we're moving right along. Meanwhile, back
It's
at
not
the
a
ranch.
secret. It's not about Radio Land.
It's okay. We're out there on the airwaves. We're out there, people.
Anyway, if you want to come to the Cleveland event, you can sign up at LarryGoinsLive.com. LarryGoinsLive.com.
The best thing to do is just come on down to the office, right?
You could do that, yeah. You can give Courtney a call, 877-LARRY-GO, and she can get you set up with an office tour to come by the office and meet Larry and myself, the rest of our team, see how our office works and runs. It's a little chaotic, a little hectic, but that's what you'll have when you can't steal in slow motion.
Exactly. And what that's about is we have in Lake Wiley, just about 10 minutes south of Carowinds, we have a real working real estate office. We don't do fix and flips, guys, okay? We don't do that. I hate fix and flips. I hate rehabs. and I hate tenants, okay? But I love real estate, everything else about real estate. But you can come by the office if you're interested in learning how to do real estate, investing in real estate. You want to learn how to flip houses, the Larry Goins way, without, any headaches, toilets, tenants, trash, and termites, and rehabs and contractors. Then come on down and visit the office. Call Courtney 877-LARRY-GO. That's 877-LARRY-GO. A couple things I want to talk about. We've had a lot of students sending testimonials and stuff lately, haven't we?
Yeah.
Are you there?
I am there.
Are you typing?
I'm
or what are you
trying
doing?
to make sure we've got our generous lined up for today. There's a little bit of a question on him.
A snafu,
A
but
little bit
maybe.
of snafu, but we got him.
That's all right. So, we, what was really cool? We've got so many students doing different things. And at our event we had recently, it just blew me away, some of the deals that the students were doing. Remember
First deals, too. Yeah.
First
that's
deals.
what you were getting
Tell
ready
them
to do.
about that.
So we did a little thing where we had certificates made with seals and everything for people that had used the Filthy Riches, course or the day
Not that
trading
kind of
course.
seal.
No, not that kind of seal. So we really need a camera in here if people understand what I deal with. Anyway, and we gave these out. So if anybody had done their first deal using the Filthy Riches strategies, we gave them a certificate right there in front of everybody. Made them come up to the front to acknowledge them and give them a little bit of praise and credit for what they had stepped out and done. Same thing for the day trader people. And then we also had B.R.A.G certificates. So if somebody had been invested with real estate and had started using their time and money to be rich and generous, we showed them off too.
That's exactly right. We had a lot of people doing that. One that comes to mind is Zach from, they're from Virginia.
Zach and Zach.
Zach and Zach, yeah.
There was two of them.
Yeah, one Zach owns the business and one is their acquisition manager, so
Right.
they can kind of play off of that with each other. I was calling for Zach. Oh, yeah, this is Zach. Regardless of which one it is, right? But they have been being generous. They're doing deals, making money with none of their own money, using private investors' money. And actually, the cool thing is they got a certificate for being generous because they helped build a habitat house.
That was their B.R.A.G certificate, but they also got a Filthy Riches certificate.
And a day trading certificate.
They got all three of them? I knew about
They
this.
got all three of them. Is that amazing or what?
Yeah.
That's really cool. That was really cool. So I wanted to talk about Mike. Mike was at the 3-day, and he recently did a deal. It blew me away. This guy is getting an infinite yield on the 3-day. It's getting an infinite yield on the 3-day. Okay, and in fact, I just reached out to him on the way over to the studio to see if he'd be interested in doing the generous portion.
Did you now?
I did.
Good for you.
I did. Is he your guy?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You talked to him? I already had Macy reach out to him.
That's funny. Why don't we ever talk? We should talk more.
We talk all the time. I really don't know that we can talk anymore. We just need to focus our energy on talking about stuff that matters.
That's hilarious.
Like the show.
That's hilarious. That's too funny. That's too funny.
Yes,
Well, good.
Yes, he's gonna your mic that you're talking about is the mic I have for Generous today.
Exactly. And guys, stay tuned, because in the fourth segment, what we're going to do is we're going to have Mike on, and he's going to be talking about, I didn't even know he was going to be on today.
You're so excited.
That's what, I am fired up about it. I'm loving it, because this guy's getting an infinite yield.
He's going
on
to talk
one of
about
his
that.
deals.
But you guys give Courtney a call, 877-LARRY-GO. Get signed up to come out of the office. Get signed up for our next 3-day event. Get signed up for something. Get the investor kit. Stop. Get a copy of the HUD Homes Half Off book, Real Estate Day Trader. They're all in the investor's kit. Courtney can help you with that, 877-LARRY-GO. You could also look at BRAGradio.com for all kinds of show archives. I can't deal with you right now. Larry Goins, you're driving me crazy. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to the Van Halen Show.
If you had your way.
Live from the flagship studios of the B.R.A.G Radio Network. I'm Larry.
I'm Kandas.
And you're listening to B.R.A.G Radio. That sounded pretty professional, didn't it, Chad?
Very professional.
Yeah.
Not as professional as I sound.
No, not at all. I love it.
That's awesome.
That is my favorite thing.
That's pretty good.
So ready for your sizzle reel to be recorded with Chad's voice.
I know, we need that. I want a video sizzle reel with Chad's voice in the background.
I do too. And then him come on to stage, no, he doesn't really have a stage at our 3-day events. I don't put him on a stage. He just goes to the front. But
then I feel like a pharmacist.
You're not going to stay. You're not going to stay on it anyway.
See, people today don't even know what I'm talking about. Years ago, it used to be the pharmacist was 2 feet above everybody else. When somebody walks up to the counter, like, "Can I help you?" They're looking down on them. People don't understand that now. See, there's my point.
What does that have to do with what we're talking about? We're talking about a
stage
at a 3-day, but I don't put you on a stage at a 3-day. Because you're not going to stay on it anyway. You move around too much. That's why we can't record these things.
The cool thing about our 3-day events is everyone has a first or a second row seat, right?
That's right.
Kandas has arranged the room strategically so everyone is either front row or second row.
Larry's very encouraged request so that everyone has a first or second row seat.
That's true. They like that. I walk around and they're like, "Oh, wow, first row, second row."
They're trying to get closer to you. I'm fine at the back of the room, far away.
I don't know about that, but, you know.
I must be in the front row. Remember those commercials, Bob Uecker?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
That's funny. That's hilarious. So what are we talking about, Kandas?
Well, this past week, we closed on 2 houses, one of which we did a back-to-back closing on. It was a HUD house.
It was a HUD house that we picked up for $36,000.
We talked about it last week, I think, in kind of a couple of the deals, but we actually closed on it on Wednesday, but we had our buyer lined up, so we did a back-to-back closing, and I never even had to wire money for it.
We paid 53.7% of list price for it.
53.7%.
53. Let's say 54%. We paid 54% of list price.
Yeah, it was listed for 67.
67. We paid 33.
33, and a
smidge. 30. I don't remember what the smidge was, like 2 or 3 or something, but we paid 33.
Yeah,
ish.
But we didn't even have to wire. I did not have to wire any money to the attorney for this. Our buyer had their money wired in, and we have an investor-friendly attorney that allows back-to-back closings this way with very good paralegals that know how to record in a timely fashion to not cause any issues at the courthouse.
Guys, listen to this. If you're out there driving, if you're listening to this, if you're at home, wherever you are, if you've always thought about making money in real estate and you never really knew where to start, I don't have money, I don't have credit, I don't know where to start. We bought this house for $33,000. Yesterday, on Friday, we closed on it. We bought it at 10 o'clock. And we bought yesterday on Friday, okay, because this is Saturday today. Yesterday, we bought it at 10 o'clock, and we sold it at 10:30, right? We sold it at 10:30, and we only put up a $500 deposit. That's all we had put up, okay? And we bought it at 33. We sold it for $50,000, okay, $50,000 even. We were only asking $49,900. Now it's listed for $67,000. We sold it to a guy who's moving down here, and we marketed it, advertised it, had signs out, had it on Craigslist, and we got it under contract. And listen, this is what you do, guys. When you're marketing a property to day trade real estate, just like the book teaches you how, you can call Courtney and get a copy of it. But the way we teach you how to do it is buy it in the morning, sell it in the afternoon, or buy it at 10 o'clock, sell it at 10:30, just like what we did.
We do it. We teach from experience.
We don't teach anything we don't physically do,
right?
Okay?
Or haven't done.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. We only do it from experience, and we do what works right now in today's market. And people say, "Oh, the market's so hot, you can't get a deal."
Whose voice is that?
That's the way you sound in my head.
I know.
So
That's so sad.
people are complaining and whining and moaning and groaning and sneezing and wheezing and nagging and gnawing, and they're just, I can't get a deal. There's too many investors out here. All that good stuff. So I'm here to tell you from experience, I can show you the HUD closing statements. We bought it and sold it and made $17,000.
Never touched it. Didn't even have to wire any money.
Never
in for
even
it.
saw it. I never even saw the house. I saw pictures of it, but I never even saw the house myself.
Yeah.
We bought it and sold
It's a
it the
beautiful
same
thing.
day. It's a glorious thing. It really is. And in the book, Getting Started in Real Estate Day Trading teaches exactly what you need to do that. How to buy and sell houses using the internet. We have done deals in 12 different states, right? 12 different states, right from our office in little old Lake Wiley, South Carolina, right?
Yep.
That's all you got? Yep.
That's what we've done.
Yep. So
It's like the book, short and sweet, to the point.
It is. And you know, that's a really good thing that you brought that up, because
Is
a
it
lot of
really?
people say one of the things that we help provide them is clarity.
There's no point in beating around the bush on stuff, making stuff complicated. You guys want to make money, we know how to do it. We put it in a book to show you how. You could also, check out some of our other education materials to get a deeper view. Come to a 3-day event to get an even deeper view. Come into one of the mentoring programs where you're more one-on-one and have a lot more access. It just depends on if you want to crawl, walk, or run.
That's really
I'm
good.
I'm in a very straightforward mood today.
You really are. You're doing very good. You're doing
Great.
very good. And you know, a lot of people say, oh, you got to have a buyer's list. You got to build your buyer's list. Yes, having a buyer's list is great when you're day trading real estate, when you're buying and selling a house the same day. However, we sold this house to someone we had never, ever, ever met.
How did the buyer find us on this one
They found it from the bandit sign.
that we put out?
Now, a bandit sign is a sign that simply says foreclosure. It has an arrow. We put out about 20 or 25 of those.
And it
all around the
wasn't
house.
even. So it wasn't even. Even this deal wasn't even reliant on a buyer's list. We have an extensive buyer's list,
Tens of thousands
but
of people.
it was from a sign. It's from the sign. Called, bought it, wanted it, bought it. Done
Cash
deal.
buyer. And here's the best part, guys. If you're listening to this, here's the best part. Even though we have the money, we could wire the money, we could write a check. The absolute best part of this is that we only had $500 invested in this deal. We sent a check for $500, okay? And when it came time for closing, our buyer, which is one of the things we teach you in the contract, make your buyer have their money 48 hours prior to closing deposited with the attorney.
Right, in
okay?
the escrow account. Mm-hmm.
So we had our buyer's money there, so there was no risk to the closing attorney. And we bought it and sold it and didn't even have the money put up. Now, we could have wired the money, but we didn't have to. So my point in telling you this is to let you know, if you have $500, if you don't have $500, go sell something on Craigslist. Go look in your closet, get a bunch of those old shoes and clothes and hats and ties. You know, look in the garage if you have a garage. Find a bunch of junk, right? And throw it on eBay. You'd be amazed at some of the things people buy. So get you $500 and then go out and do a deal. We can help you. You also need to call Courtney. Courtney can get you a free copy of Getting Started in Real Estate Day Trading, which is exactly what we did. Yesterday, we bought it at 10 o'clock and sold it at 10:30. I got the HUDs to show it. And the cash sale, we only put up $500. She can also get you a copy of HUD Homes Half Off. Now, this house that we bought and sold was a HUD house. Now, it wasn't here. It was in Newport, North Carolina. Newport, North Carolina. I don't even know where Newport is. Do you know where it is?
No, it's about like that other house we had closed this week.
It's
the
about
Chi-Chi
7 or
house.
3 hours from here, somewhere. But it's somewhere out there toward the East Coast. But Courtney can get you a copy of HUD Homes Half Off as well. Call Courtney, 877-LARRY-GO. That's 877-LARRY-GO. Write it down. Burn it into your memory and call Courtney right now, 877-LARRY-GO.
We'll be right back. Welcome back to B.R.A.G Radio. This is Kandas here with Larry Goins.
And this is my favorite Van Halen song.
They're all your favorite Van Halen songs. Every song that plays is your favorite Van Halen song. You've got air guitars and air keyboards and air drums, and Chad's got the triangle. And y'all both are just so...
The bongos.
Y'all are
the air
interesting.
triangle. I love it when Chad plays the air triangle. That's hilarious. 3, 2, 1, ding.
He starts biting his lip when he does it. It's so funny.
He's got the mean face going.
Yeah, the mean face. It's like he's rocking to the air triangle.
That is hilarious.
Nobody does it better. Nobody does it better, Chad.
That's awesome. Okay, welcome back. What segment is this? 2 or 3 or 5 or what? What is
This
this?
is 3.
Segment 3. Okay, good.
I'm looking at Chad. He's looking around.
This is 3. Good. So we're talking about investing in real estate, buying HUD houses for pennies on the dollar,
Hey,
day trading them.
We are. I want to bring up something I want you to talk about. While we were at the 3-day, we do, if you guys haven't been to one of our 3 days yet, we do like a hot seat where people are, somebody that's got a real problem with either a problem property or a problem in their real estate business or whatever. We put them on a hot seat and we try to fix it. Not just Larry trying to fix it, but the room if they have any real life experience with it too.
Now that's in addition to Stump Larry.
In addition to stuff. Yeah,
Right.
This is a completely different thing. So when we were there, we did a hot seat with Zach, and they had a property that you ended up telling them you wouldn't buy. Do you want to run through that just so people kind of know what to look out for?
Yeah, that's what we call a problem property.
It was a problem property. Now, you had told him while we were there you don't want him to give up on it. You think he can figure out a way to make some money on it.
Well, we
But
did give
you
him some
wouldn't
ways
have-
to make money
We
on
did
it
give
while
him
we were
ways
there.
to make money on it, but you would have never bought it. So you want to run through that?
Yeah, well, they bought this deal as a Filthy Riches deal, and when you call Courtney, guys, she's going to give you a Filthy Riches DVD, which gives you that model and explains it in detail. But basically, the Filthy Riches model is you buy a dirt cheap house, right, and then you turn around for maybe $5,000, $10,000, $15,000, and then you turn around and sell it for $15,000, $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, and when you sell that property. You sell it with owner financing. In other words, let's say you bought it for $10,000 and you turn around and you sell it for $29,900 and you get a couple $1,000s down. You're going to finance $27,900. They're going to be paying you about $400 a month for, say, the next 10 years. So the problem with this is the model dictates that the house needs to be either livable or close to livable, okay? Either livable or close to livable. And here's the challenge that they had on this property. This property, these guys live in one state, and they're in Virginia, and they're buying the property in Alabama, which is nothing wrong with that. We buy properties in Alabama. We bought properties in Bessemer, Gadsden, Birmingham, Montgomery, Alabama, even L.A., Lower Alabama. So we've bought them all over the place in Alabama. But the problem with this property, see, you're texting and you're not even getting my jokes. I need that validation.
That you're funny?
Yeah.
Oh, we did find out that you are, what color were you that needs the recognition, the validation?
Yellow and blue with a red kicker, and my lowest is green.
All right, so I'll laugh at you. I'm trying to get something straight with our bank account, but go ahead. I'll laugh at you instead.
Okay, thanks. So where was I? So the problem was they bought this property sight unseen, which is okay. But the problem is the property is, number one, in a bad area. I mean, it's a bad area. And I don't mean Michael Jackson bad. I mean bad area.
Did he say, because we pulled up the Trulia map while we were at the event. Did he say that they had looked at that before?
Well, there had only been a couple of shootings in the area.
He said it wasn't. Oh, we did. He did look at Trulia because he said that Trulia wasn't even as up to date as what the information he'd been able to find out about the area was,
right.
And they still bought it.
Exactly. And one of the things I shared with them that we teach our students that I'm going to share with you guys right here is if you are marketing a property, and that's what we always try to do, as soon as you get it under contract to buy, you're going to go out and get a bunch of pictures or send somebody out to get pictures, and you're going to start marketing it right away. Now, if you're getting a lot of calls from your marketing, okay? You're getting a lot of calls from your marketing, but everybody says neighborhood, 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 neighborhood. That's one thing about a house you cannot change, right, Candace?
That's right.
That's exactly right. And also, if you're getting a lot of calls that say, you know, the house is trashed, or, you know, like this one. The problem was not only the neighborhood, but somebody had vandalized the house and ripped out the wiring and the plumbing, okay? So if everybody you're trying to sell it
copper,
to,
right?
yeah,
You said all the copper.
If you're trying to sell a property and you're getting a lot of the of backlash about either the property or the neighborhood, you know, it's too much work. See, remember the filthy riches model is it's got to be livable or close to livable. Think about it. If somebody needs owner financing to buy a house, and if they're buying a $30,000 house to live in, if you're getting a couple $1,000s down, chances are, number one, they don't have the money to repair the electrical and the plumbing.
Right.
Now, yes, they might be able to live with it for a little while if it was just carpet and paint that was needed.
And see,
okay?
but I don't like the fact that we validated this as a filthy riches deal, because it's not really. I mean, it's a cheap house, but it's not livable.
Well, it's not a filthy riches deal. It was a
said that
filthy
just
riches
like
wannabe.
5 minutes ago.
He was trying to do it as a filthy riches deal, but I told him up front I would not have closed on it.
Right.
Whenever he found out about the plumbing, the wiring,
He took a
and
picture
the
of the wire
neighborhood.
box.
Yeah. Well, that was really admirable of him. He put the picture on his marketing of the electrical box, the wires going everywhere and hanging out over the place.
That it needed to be wired. Yeah, he didn't try to hide it.
No, I was really, and I commended him for that in front of everybody.
You did.
But the problem is, based on how the filthy riches model works, it wasn't a true filthy riches deal in that it was not close to livable. It was scaring off everybody else, right?
Right.
So that was the big problem. It was scaring everybody off. So what we did was we went in and talked to him and gave him many, many ideas to be able to turn around and sell that property and make money. He had $9,900 in it, I believe, $9,000 or $9,900
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, he had just under $10,000 in it. And so we gave him some ideas to help him turn that property around and be able to sell it and make some money.
Right.
Yeah. So that was a really good property, or could have been a really good property, but
I liked being able to talk about all the problems with it, because it kind of showed everybody else in the room that, I mean, if you do business long enough, there will be problem properties and you will lose money on something. Now, he's not really at risk right now on losing money on this property because it's so new. They still have time to turn some things around, but there were some things that he could have thought about, and I think he will think about on his next deal, and probably wouldn't buy the same situation again.
Oh, I guarantee you, I put him in front of 100 people and talked about his deal. Right?
Yeah. Very true, very true.
That is true. But, you know, we did give him some good ideas, and, you know, he could turn around. One of the ideas I suggested was him to advertise it that would say contractor special. You know, find somebody that knows how to do plumbing, how to do wiring,
right,
and sell it to them, and then they can go in and do all the labor at cost,
right,
and then they can rent it out and get a positive cash flow on the property.
But you did tell him, too, that he may have to get a little bit more anxious for a buyer, for another investor to be able to buy it, because right now he's not a motivated seller with this property.
No, I mean, he said the least he would take now is $15,000. I said, you're just not motivated enough.
You heard 15, I heard 17. I thought he said 17, something like that. But he's definitely not motivated to sell right now enough for an investor, you know, contractor to buy it and be able to do those things to resell it.
And you know, the moral of the story is sometimes the best deal you make is the one you turn down.
Yeah, but he'll learn from it.
That's right. Absolutely.
It might be not the way he wanted to pay for that lesson, but he'll get real life experience that you can't get out of a book. But you guys, if you want to get a copy of a book to kind of get educated and learn a little bit more about what it is that we do and how we do it, give Courtney a call, 877-LARRY-GO. You could also go to BRAGradio.com, request the same thing. It's called an investor kit. Courtney can get it to you, 877-LARRY-GO, or BRAGradio.com. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. Welcome back to B.R.A.G Radio. We had the air keyboard coming into this segment. We've really got to get a camera. I say that every time we're in here. You can't do the air triangle the same way Chad does it. You just don't even try.
I'm not near as good at it.
No, you're not. So this is the fourth segment of the show, and I absolutely love having students on. And we've got a student this week who was with us at the last 3-day Charlotte event, and he is doing some great things. Mike, are you there?
I'm here, yeah.
There he is.
What's up, Mike?
How you doing, Larry?
I'm excellent. How are you? It was great spending the weekend with you.
Oh, it was a fantastic event. I really enjoyed it.
Awesome, man. Thanks a lot. I really appreciate you saying that. That means a lot. It really does. So we're really excited to have you on here today, and thank you so much for taking the time. And guys, Mike is a successful student. He's taken the information and run with it. And Mike, why don't you tell our listeners a little bit about yourself?
Okay, well, I was born and raised on a farm here in Wilson County, North Carolina, and I farmed up until the year about 2000, and for various reasons, we decided to quit farming, and I got into rental properties, and that's kind of how I'm making my living. But the tenants have beat me down so bad, I decided to start a new strategy. So I bought your course, the Filthy Riches course, about a year or so ago, and I went to your 3-day seminar on seller financing in Charlotte, and I've since bought I think about 3 that I've done the Filthy Riches with, and I've transitioned about 3 or 4 more of my rentals into seller financing.
So you got the Filthy Riches course about a year ago, you said?
Right.
And then you came to a 3-day event a year ago as well?
Nothing but
I did, yeah.
Okay, good. And then you just came back to this one too, right?
Yes, I think
Good.
This is the 3rd event of Larry's.
Oh, great.
That's awesome. That's awesome. You know, like I tell people, sometimes it's just as important to be reminded as it is to learn new information.
Well, I've never been to one that I didn't pick up some kind of little nugget here and there.
You listen to him
Good for
long
you.
enough, yeah. He'll drop them every once in a while. How about the networking? Did you like the networking too?
Yeah, that's one of the main reasons I wanted to go to this one, to network with some of the other guys that were doing these deals and kind of find out what was working for them that I won't do it and what have you.
Okay. All right.
That's good. There were a lot of people there that were doing deals, which was really exciting for us.
Yeah, it really was. I talked to a guy, the deal that y'all profiled. The boy, I think he lived in Virginia, and he did the deal in Alabama. I think that.
Yeah, we talked about him earlier on the show about his
what
deal.
not to do.
Yeah, his was a warning. Yours is going to be an example.
Yeah, I learned a lot from him.
I think everybody did.
That's great. Tell us a little bit about, just pick a deal or two that you've done recently and tell us about it. I do want to make sure that you include that one deal that we talked about in front of everybody.
Okay. Well, my first deal, after I came back from the seminar in Charlotte, I bought a 4-bedroom, 2-bath, double wide. It was about a 94 or 5 model, and we paid about $23,000 for it. And I sold it to a fella for $48,000 with $8,000 down payment, and his payments, I believe, were $586 per month.
That's textbook right there.
Yeah, that's perfect student right there.
And I think my yield on that was around 50 or 54%, I believe.
Good enough, right?
Yeah, that's good enough. And the other little deal that you asked me about, it was in the next county, and I partnered up with another investor over there because it was just easier for me to get to do the marketing and just hand it off to him because it was about 2 counties over.
Right.
And what we did, it was a little junker house. I got it under contract for $2,500, and we eventually wound up selling it for $11,000 with a $2,500 down payment and payments at $380 per month.
Now, wait a minute. Hold on right there. You actually bought it for $2,500, and you sold it, but your down payment was what you bought it for.
Right. We got it under contract for $2,500. We never actually had to come out of pocket with any money.
That's awesome.
I love it. That's awesome. That's awesome. Mike's just like, let me clarify that. We got it under contract for $2,500, and you used your buyer's down payment to pay your seller when you actually closed on it.
That is correct, yeah.
That's awesome.
That's huge. That was really a no money down deal for you except for closing, correct?
Yeah, that's correct. There was no money down.
Now, you know, I'm not very academic, Mike. Okay, I ain't got much book learning, but tell me about what your yield is on that.
It's good enough. That's as close
It is good enough. For everybody out there listening, that's called an infinite yield investing. Mike made an investment, which it really wasn't his investment. He made an investment of $2,500. He got $2,500 back. So now what that means is he has zero invested in the deal, and you're getting $380 a month, right?
That's correct. Yeah.
You don't need a calculator for that one.
So that $380, that's all profit, which means it's an infinite yield because there is no return on investment because there was no investment, correct?
That's correct. The only investment I had was a little marketing expense.
That is huge. I love that. How did you find that deal?
I sent some postcards out to tax delinquent people.
Tax delinquent. So they were really just going to let it go back for taxes, right?
Yeah, pretty much. He was kind of at his, I think it was a house he had inherited or something, and he didn't want to mess with it, and I believe he was out of town too, so it was just a burden to him.
Right. He was really a motivated seller, a don't-wanter, right?
Right. He was a don't-wanter.
That's good. That's good. That's awesome. So, Mike, tell us a little bit about some of the things you're doing to be generous with your blessings, because I know you have been blessed, you've helped your tenants, and now you're helping your tenants become homeowners, which is really a way of bragging and being generous.
Yeah, of itself.
Yeah. So what are some of the things that you're doing to be generous to others with your blessings of time and money?
Well, what comes to mind first, last Christmas, about a week before Christmas, I got a little double wide I was renting to a single mom with two little boys, and she went off to visit some of her kinfolk. And while she was gone, somebody broke into her house and stole her, the kids' Christmas toys and all that kind of stuff. So when I found out about that, I went on over there and wrote her a check to help her out with her Christmas stuff.
Man, that is just amazing. That really is. That's amazing. That just blows me away, Mike. That is awesome. Congratulations for doing that.
Yeah, she was she was one of the good tenants I've got, and she was struggling. And when somebody's trying, I don't mind helping them.
Exactly.
Yeah, when they're helping themselves.
Right.
That is awesome. Mike, thank you so much for doing that. That is really good. So I know you're probably pretty active and doing some other stuff as well. What are some of the other things you're doing?
Well, mainly right now we're just doing some marketing and trying to beat out my competition on finding some deals. It's just a matter of, we're all mailing to the same list, and there is no magic list. It's just being more persistent than you investor down the road.
That's so true. That's so true. Earlier on the show, we were talking about, just yesterday we closed on a deal that we bought at 53% of list price. 53% of list price. 57%. 57%. Was it 53.7?
57.3.
I don't think so, but okay.
You're going to do the math again.
I am going to do the math again right here at the end of this thing. So
we don't have time for you to be calculating stuff.
Anyway, but anyway, 53, 57, that's all good. And we bought it and sold it the same day. So there's still deals out there, aren't there?
Oh, there are. It's just a matter of being, you just got to make offers. That's the only secret to it. Just make offers and make offers.
Absolutely.
There you go. The three most important things you can do. Thank you so much, Mike, for being on today.
Okay, I appreciate you calling me. I really enjoyed it.
For more information about what Larry and Kandas discussed on today's B.R.A.G Radio, leading the world to be rich and generous, go to BRAGradio.com. You can also call Courtney at 877-LARRY-GO for a free investor's kit to schedule a tour of the office or get more information on upcoming events. That's 877-527-7946. Tune in again next Saturday as best-selling real estate investing author Larry Goins and co-host Kandas teach you the latest strategies and techniques the pros use to make money in real estate. It's B.R.A.G Radio, leading the world to be rich and generous on News 1110 99.3 WBT.